Stuart, it's almost time to hang those boots up. You've got one final big run out at Sandy Park, and who knows what comes after that. But just sum up life as a Chief for you these last few years.
I've loved it. It's been one of the best life experiences for myself and the family. We had the chance to come down here in 2017, but from a family point of view, it wasn't great timing. We had just had our daughter Olivia, so we thought we'd hang around for a couple of years more. But since moving here in 2019, it's been absolutely incredible. I've made some friends for life, won a double. I came here to win trophies and to bear it myself on and off the field, and I believe I've done exactly that. And I've had a lot of fun along the way.
I was going to say, what makes this club, you know, we're in it, we're lucky enough to be here every day, but the changing room, it has so many little quirks to it, doesn't it, that makes it tick?
I think it's probably the stuff that I've only really felt in the last couple of weeks. You almost take that for granted because you're in amongst the boys every single day, you know, playing cricket in the changing room. The banter, the cohesion, the crack that happens in there is absolutely incredible. But just the people around the place, like we talk from everything from Wendy the cleaner to Beast, the team manager, to Rob the gaffer, Tony way up the top. Everybody here's got the same goal, and that's to be a part of a successful rugby club, and I've absolutely loved it. One of the main reasons I came down here was obviously to win trophies, but I was lucky enough to play here a couple of times for Glasgow, and the atmosphere here is second to none. And the other week when we played against Montpellier and I was on the sidelines, it's one of the best experiences I've ever, atmospheres I've ever experienced, and it was actually spine tingling at moments, and it really encouraged me to get back fit to play the following week, and when we played against the Stormers, it was just incredible as well. So I will miss it. I've absolutely loved it, but I will miss it, and tomorrow I think, you know, obviously I've got a job to do first and foremost to hopefully, you know, play my part in a successful win, but I'm going to really enjoy it. I'm going to really enjoy it, and you know, with my performance, I'm going to thank the fans for all their support. You know, I've had a lot of heat through times, but I've also had a lot of love and respect along the way, so I'll always remember the Chiefs fans.
Talk me through the decision making on to call it a day. That must have been tough.
It was really tough, but I've got standards to maintain within myself, and I don't believe I'm anywhere near them at the minute because of how my body feels. And you know, poor Stuart Hogg, the physio, who's looked after me for the last kind of 4 seasons, I think he's going to have some time in his hands next year when I'm gone. But he's been absolutely incredible. I've mumped and moaned at him every single day in life, and he's got me back fit to play most weekends. And you know, I owe a lot of my chief success to him because he's been absolutely outstanding looking after me. But not only as a physio, as a mate, as a friend, somebody that I can rely heavily on. He knows me like the back of his hand. When I'm lively and bubbly and I've got a smile on my face, I feel good. When I'm down and a bit grumpy and training in the rain, he knows that I'm not quite right, but he puts a little arm around me and sometimes gives me a little jab in the ribs at the same time to say that I'm fine. But he's been absolutely outstanding, and as I say, I owe a lot of my chief success to him.
You came to a club you knew was ambitious, but you came at a time when the world was changing, and you all had to adapt very quickly. That, when you take it back to that double winning year, it was bonkers, wasn't it? But everyone bought in immediately to that collective goal.
The best bit for us, like COVID, like it was horrific for everybody, and you always look at times that they kind of make things. And for us, when we came back from COVID, it was the best environment, the best team. The cohesion was the best it's ever been because everybody had to play their part. And I mean, you know, we were playing Saturday, Wednesday of most weeks, and you know, it was almost turned into 2 teams, but everybody again had the same common goal, and that was to help towards winning a double. And we came back, everybody during that COVID period, you know, the WhatsApp groups were flying with trying to keep the camaraderie going that we didn't have because of the changing rooms, and obviously we weren't in the club. But you know, the boys were, you know, whether it was, you know, putting our training programs on during the day or whether it was having a beer at night, like everything was absolutely outstanding, and really kept each other going. But as soon as we came back to the rugby side of things, we really appreciated the fact that we could get on with our normal lives and play rugby. And we talked about really putting smiles on faces for our fans who were, you know, either going through a tough time themselves and the fact that they couldn't come and watch us. So But as I say, the Saturday team and then the Wednesday team, you know, the boys would always go and watch each other. The atmosphere that we created down when we could bring everybody back in, from a player's point of view, the boys, you know, the amount of opposition players said that our boys are incredible, both on and off the field. So that was a really special time, and you look back on that time and I absolutely loved it. But the only thing that will kind of haunt me for a long time is the fact we couldn't share it with our loving families and our supporters, which again we can't change, but hopefully we put some smiles on faces.
I was going to say, remember Bristol, we were all on phones chatting to family when it should be the proudest day of your life.
Absolutely.
Almost.
But look, we can't change it now. We still achieved a double. We won the Prem and Europe, you know, 2 weeks in a row. And I think for maybe a month afterwards I was still getting over the hangovers from it, but I've absolutely loved it. And it's actually a bit strange when you talk about finishing, but I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a really emotional person, and I'd like to think that people have noticed that I've given my all to this club, and you know, I appreciate that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I've done my best for this club that I can possibly give, and you know, unfortunately at times it's not been amazing, but I've done everything that I possibly can.
Stuart, a lot of players will leave at the end of this season, but you've been here seeing the foundations of what is going to be a new Exeter. What do you see, and are you excited, and will you watch from afar?
I'll probably be battling out with Exeter Chiefs fans to be #1 supporter from now on. I think for me, this club holds a very special place in my heart, and the future's bright. The future's very bright, and I think for now everybody's kind of concentrating on the fact that there are a lot of players leaving. You know, Ben Moon, Ian Whitten retiring alongside myself, Dave Ewers, Sam Simmons, Joe. You know, all these kind of boys that have been here a long time. They've brought this club up to where it is, and I think tomorrow is a celebration of everything. A celebration of boys moving on and what they've given to the club, but also a celebration of the youngsters coming through. Like, we want to be in a position to win trophies for ourselves, but for everybody at the club, and these young boys coming through, that they've gained some valuable experience. From my point of view, you know, I've been challenged for the last 3 years with Josh Hodge and 𝗙𝗏𝗧𝗘𝗥𝗓, both outstanding individuals, great rugby players, even better blokes. And you know, if I can help them in any way, that's what I've been here to do the last couple of years, and they've really challenged me to be better. And from a 15 point of view, we're in safe hands, very safe hands, and I'm excited to see how good these two boys can be. It has been tough for me to get back into the starting 15 jersey, but as I say, it's challenged me to be better, which hopefully I'll make these guys better as well. But I'm excited to see how good these boys can be.
Talk to me about this end of the season, because I know the Premiership is mathematically still there, but it's going to be tough.
There's a chance.
There's always a chance, mate. And Europe next week, there's still a bit to play for, and I know the pride and the passion within that group now really want to finish on a high.
100%, Steve. I think for us, like, we want to be in a position to win trophies, and as you say, the Premiership, you know, give or take, we might or might not be there. But we'll give everything we possibly can to make sure we give the best and true reflection of ourselves. And if we come up short, then it's a valuable learning experience for everybody at the club, right from the top to the players. But from a European point of view, it's hugely exciting. You know, we were playing against La Rochelle in Bordeaux a week Sunday, and you know, on average, Bordeaux get 42,000 people to watch a game of rugby. I'd like to think that a large majority of them will come and support, but also I hear there's a huge amount of travelling support, which is incredible to see. We want to be in a position to win trophies, and the European competition is unbelievable. You know, I've been at it for the best part of 12 years, and you know, I think to win it is amazing, but to win it again would be incredible. And I know that the boys are working incredibly hard to make sure we go in there, you know, all guns blazing. But we know it's going to be tough, but to be the best, you've got to beat the best, and no better way than taking on the reigning champions. Final one from me.
As a young rugby player, aspiring player, is iffing about whether or not he comes to the Chiefs, how do you sell this club to him?
You got to come, because if you're ever given an opportunity to become an Exeter Chief, you grab it with both hands and you make the most of it. Me coming into this squad, you know, I knew there was a lot of pressure being a marquee signing, but I've absolutely loved it, Steve. I've absolutely loved it, and I'll be sad to say goodbye. From a family point of view, my kids have been brought up here. They've got English accents. We're going home with an English accent, but I'd love to be in a position that I could stay here forever. But unfortunately, my body doesn't allow, and I've given everything I possibly can. And yes, I've had a bit of stick about how much I stay on the physio bed, but that's been a huge part of why I'm stepping back, and why I'm going to let these young boys come through and lead us on. I'll be forever grateful to Tony Rowe and to Rob Baxter for the opportunity to come and represent the Chiefs, and yeah, I'll definitely miss it. The players, the fans, the backroom staff, everybody that's involved in Exeter Chiefs. This is a very, very special club, and as I said, it'll forever hold a special place in my heart.
And a quick word on Scotland as well. You've got your 100 caps now. That was a huge milestone for you. You've got a World Cup potentially in the distance. Again, you want to finish on a high.
100%. I want to be involved in every single game of rugby between now and then, and I'll do all I can to mump and moan my way through the week and get fit. But yeah, like, what better way to end than hopefully winning trophies with a very special club and going to a World Cup to represent your country. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be in this position. But one day I'll sit back and understand what's been done. But for now, I'm going to very much live in the moment, enjoy the experience of running out with the kids tomorrow at hopefully a packed out Sandy Park. And as I say, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's backed me, that's challenged me, that's made me better on and off the field. I've had a lot of fun. I met some great and some wonderful people, and I'll be forever grateful for the opportunity to come down here and experience the Southwest. And I'll say that it's see you later and not goodbye, because I truly believe I'll be back down here one day, whether that be standing on the sideline commentating on it, or hopefully one day I'll be back in the stands, you know, with the double pint pots that everybody has in the crowd that I love to see, and cheering on the youth of Exeter Chiefs. And as I say, I just want to say thank you to everybody.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Stuart.
Cheers, Stephen.